What's up, everybody? Welcome to another version of the Zenhaling Podcast. I'm Tim Kelly, creator of Zenhaling. So, if it's the first time you're joining us, welcome. If not, welcome back. What is Zenhaling? Well, Zenhaling is one of my personal creations, and Zenhaling combines the Zen essence, the yogic path, and the martial spirit, and it does that through all things breath, meditation, movement, and energy. So in these podcasts, we're just going to give you a little flavor, a little flavoring of what we do in the field. So if I'm out there training in the field or training personal clients, some of that is really teaching the fundamentals and not just blowing past the fundamentals of breathing, the fundamentals of the body-mind connection, the meditation, or what people think is meditation, but a lot of them are really just exercises that we need to do. So again, the purpose of this podcast is to share knowledge. So ways that we'll share knowledge is really just doing some one-on-one teaching here with me and you, the audience. Or it could be me interviewing some people that are considered experts or gurus in their own field. So, I'm prepared to have many masters of whether it's Zen or yoga or martial arts or just even business or different topics. The one thing that I'm definitely learning more and more on this path is, just like the samurai warrior, it's the sword and the brush. So even the great warriors, that would just be learning for battle and sword and learn how to kill and all. But then the other part of them was to experience life and to be an artisan. So that was immersing themselves in philosophy or, art or writing or, calligraphy. So, obviously that's Japan, but we modernize things now today. So one of the things to know is if you're a modern day warrior uses all the tools in their toolbox, just like the samurai. The different parts of it. You're also the merchant. So if you're the merchant, then, what are the tools that you need with you to actually then go out and be the merchant and sell. So always having your tools, being aware of your tools. For me, my tools are being aware of the breathing. So making sure I'm using the apparatus of my breath, making sure I'm using the tools of my body-mind connection with meditation. And of course, when I'm connecting in movement, it's connecting with the Z stick and really starting to connect with my body. So making sure I have those tools with me all the time so I can share them, but also have a chance to use them. So again, Zenhaling, Zen yoga, martial arts, breath, meditation, movement. So what are some of the fundamentals? One of the big fundamentals that you need to know, and I'm just going to continue to pound this to you week after week, is this is back to basics in yoga training. We have 60,000 thoughts every day, and we take 23,000 breaths. So about every breath we take, we have about 4 thoughts, and that's that chattering mind that we're always trying to escape with meditation or some sort of exercise. So, also knowing the mechanics of breathing. So the mechanics of breathing are we have our inhale, and then we have our pause between the inhale and the exhale, and then we have the exhale. And then we also have the pause between the exhale, and then when we take our next inhale. And, being conscious of our breathing, not being in a hurry to take that next breath, or not being in a hurry to let that breath go. So, taking a big inhale in, acknowledging the pause, inhaling in, pausing, allowing the oxygen to just be in my thoracic cavity, in my lungs, bathe my body with precious oxygen, and then letting it go. So as I was talking, I was just letting the oxygen out, but that's it. Pausing the breath, not being in a hurry to let the breath go, and then as we take our next breath in, or we let the breath out, not being in a hurry to take that next breath, being comfortable enough in that pause with nothing in our lungs. I mean, certainly we've experienced going underwater and submerging down and letting all our breath out. And then when all the breath's out, it alters our sound. And then when we start to, reemerge and come up through the water again, then we start to really start to go for our breath again. But same thing as we're breathing. So be be in a position to be exploring these things in your own time. Do it at your desk. Do it whenever you're aware of it. But no, that's just one piece, awareness of breath. The other one's awareness of the body-mind connection and our thoughts. So again, 60,000 thoughts, 23,000 breaths. Every breath we take, we have about 4 thoughts. So if we want to start training ourselves, a lot of training becomes with repetition. So with that repetition, we start to, train our cellular body unconsciously and consciously. So one of the training things, it's incorporating, even the principles of a gratitude meditation or a gratitude breath. So in a gratitude breath or meditation, a lot of times what you're doing is picking something that you're really grateful for in your life and then attaching it to each inhale. So each inhale, that person, place, thing, special experience that you're really grateful for, attaching it to that inhale, and then the converse of that, each exhale, clearing away those negative experiences. So the things that you're not grateful for, the things you're really, it's holding you back, that self-limiting thoughts, the negative thoughts. So clearing that out on each exhale. So knowing that we have all this time, 24 hours a day, 60,000 thoughts, 23,000 breaths, even just taking a minute or two during the day to consciously bring our thoughts to our breath and connect those two. Where that is practical for you is we've all learned how to breathe the same way. Being born, being slapped, and taking that first breath. So when we're under stress, the first thing we do is take that forced inhale. And, as we're really stressed during the day, we take these little rapid inhales. Next thing you know, you're hyperventilating. So, this is a prevalent in asthma. We're over breathers. We need to learn how to embrace more the exhale. So when we're under stress, blowing that breath out, really, it's, exhaling the breath. When we exhale the breath, we relax the thoracic cavity. Physically, it helps to reduce pain in the body, but even emotionally, we start to kind of ground ourselves a little bit more, not all pent up and frozen up with the breath in the body and tightening up the ribs, but releasing that area, starting to release the body-mind connection. So just little simple mechanics, just bringing your awareness to it, trying it on your own. Sure, I'm the teacher right here, but, we all learned how to breathe, like I said, the same way, being slapped, taking that first breath. So, trust in your intuitive abilities. And that's also what some of this does. Develop your own intuition with your body mind. Your intuition is your learned experiences. And our learned experiences are cultivated by, our practice. So bringing our practice of every day and what we're trying to cultivate in the future, just bring it to your everyday practice. Bring it to your everyday mindfulness of your breathing, of your body-mind connection. So that way, when you're connecting with your body movement and doing some of the movement, then that's where you can have a shot at getting lost in a meditation emotion. And that's where when you're in deep yoga, what happens in deep yoga is you're in a pose and then you're in such a deep pose and channeling your breath that then what's happening is all of a sudden the thought from that person that I quarreled with in 4th grade comes in, or something that was unresolved. And that's because a lot of our experiences and our emotions get trapped in the physical body and we bury them. So by going deep in poses, deep in meditation, things will start to bubble up. When you start seeing them bubble up, don't have a propensity to push it back down just because it's uncomfortable. Understand what's going on. Say, oh, this is the aha moment, guys. Oh, hey brain, hey self, this is the aha moment. This is the emotion that's coming up. So I know I'm crying right now, or, I'm laughing or experiencing that sorrow again, but let it come up. And the sooner it comes up, the sooner it's going to be out of you and you're going to be moving on to greater possibilities. So, that said, again, the Zenhaling Podcast. So, in this podcast, we're going to do everything as you see in the logo here: the Zen essence, the yogic path, the martial spirit, breathing, meditation, movement, and Zen healing. So, you know, it doesn't have to just be breathing, and it just doesn't have to be movement or meditation. Really, a lot of this is going to be coming back to energy, and some of this eventually might be exercises on how to control the energy from leaking from us. As you know, the energy, or you might not know, but the energy within us leaks out of us from our natural orifices. So, from our anus, our urethra, and then our eyes, our nasal passage, our mouth, our ears, and the top of our head. So it's one of the reasons I'm always keeping something on the top of my head. Yeah, it's not that pretty, but one of the main reasons is to keep my ears safe from the winds, and also keeping the energy contained within my physical body, so that helps me keep that contained. Especially here, I'm in Pennsylvania. I was just out training today in the field. It's probably about 19 degrees. So for me, the wind can come in through my ears or through those natural areas, and that's where I'm more prone to getting sick or my energy leaking out of me. So when I'm doing energy work, just like in yoga, you're working on your yoga bandhas, your martial art locks, and your yoga bandhas. Your mula bandha, your root lock, your uddiyana bandha, and then your jahalahara bandha, and then maybe your chin lock, your jahalahara bandha, and maybe your tongue lock to the roof of the mouth. Closing the eyes, a lot of times, just like in self Reiki, doing the same with your ears, keeping those things closed every once in a while, especially when you feel the energy leaking out of you. One of the main points in the energy leaking out of you, the main cord to stop is your root lock. So, just in meditation, there's an exercise, the meditation for rejuvenation, and it's basically the same as a Kegel for you ladies out there, or for us guys, bringing some energy to your perineum, just like if you were stopping your urination. So try that, and all you're doing is breathing in, breathing, doing the lock, and then breathing, and then relaxing. Breathing in, doing the lock, breathing, relaxing. Breathing, doing the lock, breathing, relaxing. And then just doing that. You want to take it further, make it a meditation, then put something on there in the meditation that they teach you in the meditation for rejuvenation. They attach the mantra Satanama as you're bearing down. So Satanama, but you could have anything that you feel powerful with. So it could just be I feel powerful, or I'm beautiful, or I'm a money making machine, or whatever you're trying to cultivate in your life as you're doing that. Again, it's the stability lock that we use in yoga and martial arts. It's going to keep some of your energy from leaking out of you. And again, rejuvenation, which means help rejuvenate you when you're tired. So if you're sitting at your desk for a long time, just do that. Nobody has to know that you're doing the exercise. Man, you could just be training all day long, sitting in that boring meeting at work, or, gazing at, the ducks as you're sitting on the park bench. Do a little training as you're there. That was kind of corny, huh? So, anyway, we got over a little bit of the fundamentals. We're not going to go too long in this podcast, but if you're home right now, set that intention of gratitude. So, something you're really grateful for in your life. Set it, write it down if you need to, but embed that, close your eyes. If it's an experience, really feel that experience, almost if it gives you goose pimples or whatever that is, gives you little shakes. So see it in your mind's eye. You start visualizing that. That's when it starts happening, starts coming true. So try that. Same with the limitation. So you got the gratitude. What am I really grateful for? What am I trying to clear in my life? What is holding me back in my life? Oh my God. Yeah, a lot, right? Look it. Intuitively, I'm pulling the earphones out of my ear. It's a violent piece. So, again, clearing that on the exhale. Inhale, gratitude. Exhale, what doesn't serve you. Do that for a couple minutes every day. Again, they're just a couple little exercises that you're doing. Nobody even knows you're training. You warrior, you invisible warrior, you crazy invisible warrior. I see you. I see you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through um, one of the Tai Chi slash Zenhaling training drills that I use, and it's called dry swimming. So in dry swimming, what happens in dry swimming is you're imagining that you're submerged in water. So kind of like I was just talking about with breathing, it's a great chance to really explore the pause with the breath, really explore those exhales, trying to move in unison with your body, with your breath, and again, acting like your body is weightless. So trying to really create that connection with your body and moving and dancing intuitively. So I'm just going to kind of cut to that clip right now. It was back in October. You see October 28th, 2014, did a little dry swimming. And as always, I kind of like to transition into inversions after that. But this is already into it a little bit. So I've already kind of started to create a little bit of flow. And just like the Tai Chi master, I'm trying to have my wide base there. So my legs are in a good wide base, and my foot position is in a heel, an arch, or even a horse position, as you would see in Tai Chi a lot of times, the horse position. And again, I'm just kind of swatting air. So even right now, even though I'm not underwater, I'm really I'm playing with the elements of air, of oxygen in front of me. And as I slow down and really start to connect with that, I start to get more resistance in that, believe it or not. And then the air almost feels like it's heavier. So it gives me a little bit of play. I start to really then move like I would be underwater, be a little bit more graceful. So as you can see right now, if I point to the video, I'm just really swatting the energy away from me. I don't know what happened there, but we lost a little feed and we're back. So again, swatting the energy away from me. And even here, just swatting it, going side to side. I got a nice wide base, playing with the elements. Look how gorgeous this farm is. Again, swatting that water, kind of just sloshing it side to side, feeling it. And a lot of this is very similar to some of the ball movement you might see in Tai Chi. Again, pushing energy away. So I'm really channeling the breath. I'm really exhaling my breath and pushing that bad energy away, feeding myself with the good inhales on the inhale movement. So on the yang movements, it's an exhale and expulsion. On the yin movements, it's more of an inhale and bathing myself. And again, just trying to create whatever dance with the elements that I'm trying to create. So you can see I'm just lunging a little bit. It's a great workout. You know, I'm really working my thighs, sweeping the floor there. And I'm really paying attention to my posture and alignment and breath the entire time. So you can see I'm really trying to keep my shoulders back and down. And then like a lot of my training, and when I'm doing this type of stuff, I'll mostly transition into some sort of inversion. And, you know, an inversion can start however you can get into the inversion. I've got bad shoulders. So for me, I can't do an extended arm inversion, but headstand seems to be my flow. I can usually stay up there for several minutes. In my heyday, I was able to stay up for, 10 or 12. And I did have a moment when I had a Shaktipat experience that I may share with you in one of the future podcasts, where I believe I was on my head for maybe 18 minutes, maybe 20. But, I don't really have the footage for that. But anyway, what a magical experience that was. But as you can see, just trying to create some flow. So even in inversions here, what I'm doing, it might look just kind of like I'm a little break dancing or something. But what I'm doing is I'm working on concentration, I'm working on breath, and I'm working on making sure that I'm focused. So, and the benefits of that is, being upside down, really increasing the body's peristalsis and energy, along with stimulating my pituitary and pineal gland, which a lot of times up here, that's usually what a lot of people talk is that higher spiritual enlightenment power that you can get in the martial way. And it's when you're trying to connect all the chakras, you're connecting here with your root. So when I had my Shaktipat experience, it was always with doing deep Bandha yoga and firing all cylinders and then channeling the breath. And then something happened, some circuit kind of lit, and I don't know, I was somewhere else. So they might call it the Kundalini energy, the Shaktipat, as Amrit Desai had called it. But again, do whatever inversion or do whatever you need to after your yin drill. So again, that dry swimming was a yin drill. Do whatever yang or inversion or extended down dog or whatever you need to do to ground yourself after you do some of those trainings. So again, just showing you a little bit about training in the field. We've got breathing, we've got meditation, we've got movement and energy. So in future podcasts, I hope to be maybe having some experts in teaching the microcosmic orbit that shows up a lot in energy work or even Reiki or a lot of the martial arts. So it's where you want to be if you're trying to embrace the knowledge tidbits or gold nuggets of creating energy within the physical body that appears to have all the elements within there. So if you can master the microcosmic orbit, you'll be having some fun. So this podcast, it's going on about 20 some minutes. I wasn't really having anything planned here. Let's see how I can kind of end this. Let's end this one in a chant. So in this one, just like the daily workouts, we're going to end the podcast with a meditation. And this meditation is called Om. So what is Om? Well, the mystics think that Om, or say that Om was the sound that was created at the beginning of the universe, and that it encompasses all languages, all mantras, all sound, everything. And Joseph Campbell also feels that the unstruck sound, that's the unstruck sound. So what is the unstruck sound? Well, all sound is created by striking two things together. Two hands together, guitar pick on guitar string, drum stick on drum skin. The unstruck sound is kind of like the humming of a transformer. So it's just starting from nothing, from a true vibration, and then it's the unstruck sound. So Om is also one of those things that by chanting it, it can activate and really open up that area between the heart and the throat chakra. So you don't have to be spiritual to be doing this. A lot of this is really just old technology. This is technology and wisdom that's been passed down. You don't have to understand it. It doesn't have to be spiritual or religious or anything. We're talking Om is a mantra. A mantra and any mantra are healing sound currents. So that when we speak or sing that mantra, it might have a chance to strike one of the 84 meridians that are in the roof of the mouth, and then maybe have a chance to affect the thalamus or hypothalamus, pineal or pituitary gland, gets us into that higher spiritual world, so part of the brain. So anyway, you don't have to really believe in it too much, but if you believe in it, even better, but just do it. So what is Om? We're just going to really do it. Take a nice inhale in. And on your exhale, sing out an Om. So inhale. I'm really prolonging the and keeping my lips loose so I feel that vibration. I want to feel that hum and that vibration. That vibration is going to loosen some things up. That's what it does. Helps to loosen it up. So again, inhale in, do an Om. Again, inhale. We're going to end today's podcast. I'm going to go into the Om video that I did, and that's on the art of breathing. So go to zenhaling.com. When this podcast is over, send anybody on. Feel free to subscribe on Ustream. But go to zenhaling.com. Check out some of the videos or the sections we have on breathing or meditation or movement. If you're locally here in Pennsylvania or New Jersey or Delaware, book a session for body work. Book a personal training session for anywhere in the country. So I'll be coming to California there in a couple months. So for now, if you want, start to book your session with me, and I'll come out there with the Z Stick for you, private or your group. Come out there, do some private training on breath, on meditation, and of course, the Z Stick moves. Going through the basics, which includes the standing series, the core series, the seated series, and then we're going to get into the next level, which are all the drills. So if you're a competitive or professional athlete, this is for you. And then finally, the next level, which are the next level stretches. So, yoga teachers, people really want to take the stretching to the next level. That's the next level DVD. And of course, we have the oils. So if you go onto the site, check out essential oils in the store. We have our paint eraser oil, which is fantastic. I'm not going to tell you the secret sauce, but I can tell you some of the things in it: wintergreen, frankincense, eucalyptus, lavender, ylang ylang, rosemary, peppermint. Are you kidding me? What? All that in one? That's why it erases your pain. And it's in a roll-on bottle. Only available here at Zenhaling, through Zenhaling, when I got the lab and I'm working the chemistry, buddy. So anyway, enjoyed this podcast. Enjoyed having you. Enjoy the end of this podcast, the video of Om. Try chanting, acknowledge your breath. Remember what we went over here today. The pause, the mechanics of the breath, the connection with the mind, a little bit of movement. Try some dry swimming. Go get it. Be the warrior. It's up to you guys. Start changing yourself. 2015 is your year. I know it's mine. What about you? I know it's mine. What about you? Let's get it. Take care. Breathe well. According to the Sri Vinoba Bhave, the Latin word Om and superiority. The word therefore means the best praise and the best prayer. The symbol Om is comprised of 3 syllables, namely the letters A, U, M, and when written, has a crescent and a dot at its top. The letter A symbolizes the conscious and waking state, the letter U, the dream state, and the letter M, the dreamless sleep state of the mind and spirit. The entire symbol, together with the crescent and the dot, stands for the 4th state, which combines all these states and transcends them. This is the state of Samadhi. The letters A, U, M symbolize respectively speech, the mind, and the breath of life, while the entire symbol stands for the living spirit, which is but a portion of the divine spirit. The 3 letters also represent the dimensions of length, breadth, and depth, while the entire symbol represents divinity, which is beyond the limitations of shape and form. The 3 letters A, U, and M symbolize the absence of desire, fear, and anger, while the whole symbol stands for the perfect man, one whose wisdom is firmly established in the divine. They represent the 3 genders, masculine, feminine, and neuter, while the entire symbol represents all creation together with the Creator. They stand for the 3 gunas, or qualities of sattva, raja, and tamas, while the whole symbol represents a gunita, one who has transcended and gone beyond the pull of the gunas. The letters correspond to the 3 tenses, past, present, and future, while the entire symbol stands for the Creator, who transcends the limitations of time. They also represent for the teaching imparted by the Mother, the Father, and the Guru respectively. The entire symbol represents Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the self, the teaching which is imperishable. The A, U, and M depict the 3 stages of yoga discipline, namely asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. The entire symbol represents samadhi, the goal of which the 3 stages are the steps. They represent the triad of divinity, namely Brahma, the creator, Vinshu, the maintainer, and Siva, the destroyer of the universe. The whole symbol is said to represent Brahman, from which the universe emanates, has its growth and fruition, and into which it merges in the end. It does not grow or change. The letters A, U, and M also stand for the mantra Tat Twam Asi, that thou art, the realization of man's divinity within himself. The entire symbol stands for this realization, which liberates the human spirit from the confines of his body, mind, intellect, and ego. Om is both immanent and transcendent. Through it, one can attain the personal and the impersonal. Om has 3 sounds. Those who meditate on A come back to earth, led by the Rig Veda, to lead a pure life full of faith and love. Those who meditate on the first 2 sounds, A and U, led by the Yarju Veda, go to the lunar world, full of pleasure, from which they come back cloyed to the earth again. But those who meditate on A, U, Om, are led to the Sama chants to the sun, where, freed from sin, as a snake sheds its skin, they see the Supreme Lord who lives in all. These 3 sounds, when they are separated, cannot lead one beyond mortality, but when the whole mantram, A, U, Om, indivisible, interdependent, goes on reverberating in the mind, one is freed from fear, awake or asleep. The Rig Veda brings one to earth. The Yajur escorts one to the region of the moon. The Sama leads one to the solar world, to which the sage attains through the mantram. Established in this cosmic vibration, the sage goes beyond fear, decay, and death to enter into infinite peace.